In Part 1, we saw how AI is beginning to reshape the world. But now, let's step into a place where its impact is not just powerful, it's life-saving. Think about what a doctor does. Over a decade of education, thousands of hours of training, years of practical experience building pattern recognition so precise that a skilled physician can look at a patient, listen to their symptoms, review their test results, and arrive at a diagnosis that could mean the difference between life and death. Now imagine a system that has reviewed not thousands of cases, but hundreds of millions. A system that has studied every published medical journal, every clinical trial, every radiology scan, every pathology report ever digitized. A system that doesn't experience fatigue at the end of a 16-hour shift. A system that doesn't have a bad day, doesn't get distracted, and doesn't miss the subtle pattern buried in a chest X-ray that a tired human eye might overlook at 2 in the morning. That system exists. It is called AI-assisted diagnostics, and it is already being deployed in hospitals around the world. Google's DeepMind developed an AI that can detect over 50 eye diseases from retinal scans with accuracy matching or exceeding the world's leading ophthalmologists. IBM's Watson for Oncology has helped oncologists in hospitals across Asia, Europe, and the Americas identify cancer treatment plans that align with expert recommendations. And AI tools trained on mammogram data have demonstrated the ability to detect breast cancer up to 4 years before a tumor becomes visible to the human eye. Let that sink in. 4 years earlier. That is the difference between catching cancer at stage 1, where survival rates are often above 90%, and catching it at stage 4, where the odds are tragically reversed. But diagnostics is just one chapter of the AI in healthcare story. Consider drug discovery. Traditionally, bringing a single new drug from the laboratory to the pharmacy shelf takes an average of 12 years and costs upward of $2.6 billion. The process involves testing millions of molecular compounds, running clinical trials across multiple phases, and navigating a regulatory maze that exists for very good reason, because getting it wrong can cost lives. AI is compressing that timeline in ways that would have seemed impossible a decade ago. During the COVID-19 pandemic, AI systems helped identify potential vaccine candidates and predict protein structures at speeds that no human team could match. DeepMind's AlphaFold project solved a 50-year-old grand challenge in biology, predicting the 3D structure of proteins in a matter of months, unlocking a new frontier in understanding disease at the molecular level. And beyond diagnostics and drug discovery, AI is transforming the very infrastructure of healthcare. Predictive algorithms are helping hospitals anticipate patient surges before they happen. AI-powered surgical robots are assisting surgeons with millimeter-level precision in procedures too delicate for unaided human hands. Remote monitoring tools, powered by machine learning, are giving elderly and chronically ill patients the ability to live independently while being continuously watched over by systems that can detect an anomaly in their vital signs and alert a medical professional before a crisis develops. The promise of AI in healthcare is nothing short of a world where the quality of medical care you receive is no longer determined by the zip code you were born in, the country you live in, or the hospital budget of your local clinic. Where a farmer in rural India and a hedge fund manager in Manhattan have access to the same diagnostic intelligence. Where the greatest equalizer in human health isn't money. It's an algorithm. Of course, none of this comes without serious questions. Who is liable when an AI misdiagnoses a patient? How do we ensure these systems are trained on data that represents all populations equally, and not just the wealthy, the Western, and the well-documented? How do we preserve the human connection? the empathy, the intuition, the art that sits at the heart of great medicine. These are not small questions, and we will return to them. But before we do, we have to leave the hospital and step into a place where AI's impact may be even more disruptive and even more visible in your daily life. We have to talk about the economy, about jobs, about what happens to human work when machines don't just perform physical labor, but begin to perform cognitive labor. The kind of work that, until very recently, we believed only humans could do.